If my for whom simple name is Tommy Chancey Council Sr., legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal description, for which is defined as delineation, which is defined as the act of outlining or representing God, for whom is defined as the being perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness, who is worshipped by the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Ten Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran as creator and ruler of the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Ten Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. Now, what I'm saying is that if the evil person, right, can create a instrument and then use that instrument to keep themselves in power, then I had to write that legal instrument to take them out of power. So now, if they created something and they using it for evil, then why can't I create it and use it for good? So whoever write it creates it. So you can recreate something in your image. So if the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution wasn't written in my image, then when I recreated it in my image. That's why it's defending me inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida ever since August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, because I used it in self-defense. Okay, so I just wanted to make that. So, which is why my for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Council Sr.'s truth, for which is defined as the state of being the case's explanation, for which is defined as the act or process of explaining, for which is defined as to make known in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, and prisons all over the world, so that God's children, Allah's children, and my for whom name is King Tommy Chancey Council Sr.'s atheist children in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, detention centers, jails, and prisons all over the world would know God, for whom is defined as the supreme or ultimate reality of the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Ten Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran by an account in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally setting forth my for whom simple name is Tommy Chancey Council Sr.'s truth, for which is defined as a judgment, proposition, and idea that is true or accepted as true in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, for which is what legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally made mine for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Council Sr.'s truth, for which is defined as the body of true statements and proposition and act of God, for which is defined, for which according to the Black's Law Dictionary is legally defined as an overwhelming event in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, caused exclusively by the evil forces illegal use, illegal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal use of the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Ten Commandments, the Holy Bible, and the Holy Quran in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida, is why I, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr., legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally brought in God, for whom, according to Christian Science, is defined as the incorporeal divine principle ruling over all as eternal spirit, legally, historically, biblically, religiously, spiritually, financially, mentally, and federally included, all natural phenomena for which are defined as for which are defined as an observable fact or event in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, that are exceptional, inevitable, and irresistible, the effects of which could not be prevented or avoided by the exercise of due care by me, for whom name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr., in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, as well as legal, historical, biblical, religious, spiritual, financial, mental, and federal foresight, for which is defined as an act or the power of foreseeing, for which is defined as to see development in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, and prisons all over the world beforehand as God, for whom is defined as a being, for whom simple name is Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr., as well as the objects for whom are the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, that is worshiped as having more than natural attributes and powers, specifically one controlling a particular aspect or part of reality in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. So now that is the beginning of what I'm teaching on. So I'm going to get 1 Timothy 6 in the King James Version of the Bible Hub edition of 1 Timothy 6 verses 1 through 2. And this is entitled Instruction to Servants. It say, let as many servants as under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of God and his doctrine be not blasphemed. And they that have believing masters, let them not despise them, because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. So now, this is what I'm saying. So now, Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own master's worthiness of all honor, that the name of God and his doctrine not be blasphemed. In Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church in Eatonville, Florida. So if I was a servant of the people, because if I went into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and defended my honor, my wife's honor, and my children's integrity, right? Because, see, everybody would have talked about my children and my wife if I would have failed. See, because my wife chose to marry me, and our children benefited from that marriage. So I am the protector of my wife's honor. See, because if I wouldn't have lived up to the vow that I gave her, then she would have looked like she didn't know my value. See, that's what I'm saying. See, now, I'm not her master, I'm her husband. I'm not the master of my children, I'm their father. But that is the same as a master in this instance. So now I'm giving my wife and my children evidence that I'm worthy of honor. See, now, if I then did not go into the civil and criminal courthouses and then show that I was a servant of the people when I saw the Constitution that I was given by the United States government before entry into the United States Navy to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Well, see, if I wasn't a servant of the people, like the master's supposed to be a servant of his servants. See, now they say that the servants is supposed to serve the master. But what I'm saying is, if the master have the knowledge of how to do something, then why wouldn't the master do what the master have the knowledge to show his servants what to do? So now, when the evilness came into my home, obviously my wife and kids didn't know what to do. But if I am the master of that home, then I should go with skills of a master and defend everybody under my yoke. See, but now this say, let as many servants as under the yoke count their own master's worthiness of all honor, that the name of God and his doctrine not be blasphemed inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida ever since August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. Then it went federal, so that went then in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. Then all churches, leaders and synagogues and masters and teachers and principals and all of that was supposed to now come to court and get all honor. See, if Jesus didn't get your respect until Jesus was murdered on the cross, Dr. Martin Luther King didn't get your respect until he was murdered on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel on April 4th in 1968. Minister Malcolm X didn't get your honor until he was killed in the ballroom in New York City in 1968. So see, President Nelson Mandela didn't get no respect until after he got out of prison for 26 years. So see, like, when do the truth not have to spend its life or its youth in defense of the people? But now, so when do you serve the living God? See, you serve the person that killed the God and then telling you about the God. And now how is that God or is that master worthy when Jesus himself wasn't worthy? See, if you killed Jesus, then how now is anybody who is like the high priest Caiaphas now worthy of honor when he or she is telling you about a murder, but they ain't doing the work of the martyred, right? So they not doing the work. They talking about the work that I'm doing. Now let me show you now. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Dr. Martin Luther King. Oh, let me see. Oh man, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Let me see. Okay. Well, I had it on this. I had it on this thing here, but okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to. Letter from a Birmingham jail. I got to get it back. Okay. All right. Nope. I'm gonna go back to the one I had. Okay, now this is to show you what Dr. Martin Luther King went through. So now this is him. He said, you deplored the demonstrations taking place in Birmingham, but your statement, I am sorry to say, fails to express a similar concern for the conditions that brought about the demonstrations. So now, see how Pastor Willie C. Barnes them is now against me for who defending himself inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange County in the state of Florida. They say I'm demonstrating. Like they saying that Dr. Martin Luther King was demonstrating, but what Dr. Martin Luther King was showing through protestful demonstrations, that the injustices that black people was facing was stopping us from being prosperous. Now, here it is, Pastor Willie C. Barnes stopping me from sharing my prosperous knowledge with those of the civil rights movement. Now, is that not the same thing as Dr. Martin Luther King was talking about, that the religious leaders are not are concerned about the condition of the people? So I went to the church, I was thrown out. Then I went into court and was thrown out. So now, is that not the church and Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church working with the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida? So why this man didn't save my life if he's saving the life of the people in Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church in Eatonville, Florida? So how is you telling me that this man is an example of Jesus when he looked like the high priest Caiaphas? This man sacrificed me, and I am not a religious man. I was at the lowest point of my understanding of my ability, and I went to what my grandmama told me was the power that would allow me to do what I needed to do. I go to the man throw me out, and now the religious world has turned its back on me. So now, did not the religious world reject the truth twice? They rejected the truth in the image of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, and now they have rejected the truth in the image of Tommy Chancey Cowser Sr. Right? Now, but this is Dr. Martin Luther King saying, I am sure that none of you would want to rest content with the superficial kind of social analysis that deals merely with the effects and do not grapple with the underlying causes. It is unfortunate that the demonstrations are taking place in Birmingham. See, I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying it's unfortunate that I had to go into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and try to stop the state of Florida's elected officials from stealing my property. And then they kept on going, even though I showed them that they were violating the Florida Constitution as well as the United States Constitution. And then I informed them that my simple name is not my legal name. See, my simple name is Tommy Chancey Castle Sr., but my legal name is Petty Officer 3rd Class Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. So when I went into the civil court, I went in there civilly. I didn't go in as a veteran. I went in as a citizen. I'm saying, hey man, my name is Tommy Chancey Castle Sr. You stole my car from Bill Hurd Chevrolet. SunTrust Bank stole my house with what they said, that we gave them a bad appraisal, like we didn't put the addition on our home. And I'm saying, man, everybody know we put the addition on the home. You can see, and we went through the proper channels. We went to the permitting office in Seminole County. I gave SunTrust Bank, I gave them the permitting board to let them know that, hey man, this is Seminole County. So that should have meant that the Seminole County permitting office should have been sided with me against SunTrust Bank. But that didn't happen. The Seminole County permitting office sided with the state of Florida, sided with SunTrust Bank when the judges of the state of Florida denied me accessing to the courts to prove that the permitting board was legal, so they can show that we put the addition on the home. I give the judge all of the evidence, and then SunTrust said that we didn't put, not SunTrust's defense was that we didn't put the addition on the home. And I'm saying, well, how can you prove that we didn't put the addition on the home when everybody know we put? You can come out and see we put the addition on the home. You can see how the house, because we the only people, the Castle family is the only family that ever been at 3250 Safe Harbor Lane in Lake Mary, Florida. There was no house there. We built it. So it was nobody there before us. So now, we know how we built the house. We got the permitting board to show that we put the addition on the home, but yet we end up losing the home, saying that I defrauded SunTrust Bank, and with no court case, no evidence exchange. Then I end up going to jail. Come on, man. But I done hit them with domestic violence, statutory law, and I hit them with repeat violence, statutory law. But now I can't be protected because I'm black, or nah, oh, that's racist. Well, what is it? If I had all of this evidence, the post office was sending me 0 checks at the same time that SunTrust Bank said that I didn't put an addition on the home, and Bill Hurd said that I stole an engine from him. And my car is in Bill Hurd's Chevrolet's mechanic bay. I'm saying, what? Y'all saying I told y'all to put an engine in the car. Y'all saying I didn't put an addition on the house. Y'all saying I told you. See, it's all hearsay, but I got evidence to show that I didn't do none of that. So now I can't go to court, and my friends and family put me in a mental hospital. But now I'm not supposed to be afraid of my family and my friends, but I'm reading the Bible and I'm saying, well, y'all trying to put me away like Judas. Y'all won't even look at the evidence. I mean, I'm telling my friend, you been to the house, man. You was at the house when I built the house the first time. Then he was telling me, oh man, Tommy, you did get the house first, man. You keep, cause I would, it was a couple of times that I said no because it wasn't what they said it was. I wanted a gated community. I wanted a 4-bedroom, 2 baths. See, it was things that I wanted, and then they were saying this, and it didn't go like they were saying. So that's when I saw that these people just trying to sell people houses. They not selling you what you want. So then I kept having to move because I didn't want to make a rational buy. So I said, well, okay, I just waited. So he was like, nah, man, like it was like we couldn't buy the house. I say, man, we could have bought the house. I just didn't want to do it. But anyway, so now so we get the house. He come. Now he see the house. We got the house. We living in the house. Now He come back, because this my friend, he in the military. He come back. We playing pool, the TV coming out the wall. He see that we put the addition on the house. Now I'm telling him, hey man, they say we didn't put an addition on the house. Man, you crazy. I'm saying you didn't play pool on the table, bruh. How am I crazy? Then you come to the house, don't you see that the house is different? And then everybody in my family turn on me like I did something wrong. And I'm saying, well, what about when we stayed? It took 2 years to put the addition on. So I'm saying, so my family saying that the 2 years we lived putting addition on the house, we didn't live. So now everybody left me, right? But now I can't come into court to go on with my life. Now, here comes, this is what Dr. Martin Luther King is saying. But it is even more unfortunate that the city's white power structure left the Negro community with no alternative. See, I'm saying they left me with no alternative but to go into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida and put my case in evidence, so that now it's October 12th in 2023. They still trying to hide what went on inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. They still hiding it. They done took my house, my car, 15 years of my youth. So now, how then did what Dr. Martin Luther King did for me and my family, how did it benefit my family and myself? But now they telling me that Jesus died for my family, but he didn't die for me, because Pastor Willie C. Bonds allowed my family to join the church, my wife, my daughter, and my son, but he wouldn't allow their father to join the church because he was bringing the devil in, or was he bringing a blessing in? See, because I'm still in a position to bless anybody who come up under my yoke. See, I'm showing them on 1 Timothy 6 that I'm worthy of honor. Now, this is Dr. Martin Luther King. In any nonviolent campaign, there are 4 basic steps. Collection of the facts to determine whether injustice exists. See, so now I went and got the facts to show that injustice exists inside of Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church, just like the Bible told us that injustice existed inside of the temple in Jerusalem when Jesus testified that they had turned his father's house into a place of merchandise. Now I'm showing y'all that Pastor Willie C. Bonds has turned Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee's father's house into a place of merchandise. But now y'all mad with me, but I'm in the court doing the work of not only Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, but Minister Malcolm X, Mr. Fred Hampton, Mr. Medgar Evers Wiley, Miss Sojourner Truth, Miss Harriet Ross Tubman, Mr. Frederick Douglass. See, I am history personified. I'm going through history, but now they saying I'm racist. And I'm saying, if my story is that of racism, and now I am now leading my people like Dr. Martin Luther King led us, then how am I for whom is doing the 4 steps, right? He said, now the second is negotiation, self-purification, and direct action. Now, look, in any nonviolent campaign, there are 4 basic steps. Collections of facts to determine whether injustice exists, negotiation, self-purification, and direct action. I have done all of these things. I have educated myself to purify myself from any ignorant thoughts. I am too educated to be stupid. That's what I'm telling people. Man, I've read too many books to let the devil escape through my actions. So now I'm doing what Dr. Martin Luther King said, to now bring America past the lie that was told that killed him on April 4th in 1968. I'm getting us past the line that killed Mr. Medgar Evers Wiley in his driveway, man, when his wife and his kids was home. So see, America want to talk about what is happening to the Jews, but what did America do to the black people? You did the same thing Hamas doing. See, but your Ku Klux Klans, you say they not Hamas terrorists because you are the Klan. But what about the black man who you have terrorized? See, we see you like Hamas. We see the United States government like Hamas. But then you all will take our tax dollars and go help your allies, but we over here starving. We can't even feed our own children, man. Y'all will fire us and then won't let us go to court. And then think that we should go crazy and let you get away with your craziness. But see, Dr. Martin Luther King showed us the four basic steps of a non-violent campaign. So now you came against me violently. You put me in jail. You pulled guns on me. You lied on me. You made my family think that I was mentally unhinged. And now, why shouldn't you now reap what you sowed, state of Florida, the United States of America? But you want to help Ukraine. But you Russia to me. You invaded my home, and then you wouldn't let me defend my honor. And now I'm 54 years old, with you telling me you gonna kill me. You ain't stopped trying to kill me yet, America. We in court together. So you're not Hamas, or are you Israel? Because Israel's standing with you in what you doing. So now, am I a Hamas sympathizer? Or am I just saying, hey man, you done attacked me, but now you taking all our resources to go help your ally? Well, who gonna help me when you done took my resources from me as well as the protections of my citizenship? So when are you a terrorist? Judges inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, ever since August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning, when I then reported the crime to the proper authorities in accordance with the Florida rules of court. So now I had to go learn how you operate, and now you're cheating. So what did you teach us? If you are now denying the process to us, then what did you teach us about the process? But American history says that you denied our ancestors of the right to read and write. And now you are denying our ancestors' descendants of my truth. So now, I'm not saying that my truth is the only truth. I'm saying that my truth I used inside of the civil and criminal civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning to finance the dream that Dr. Martin Luther King gave the civil rights movement. See, that was a mandate. See, so now he said that you have turned, that the check was returned insufficient funds. So that's why now I'm using Amendment 14, Section 4, and now you can't question my bounty. See, you're supposed to make money up and give to me for my people, just like you making all these billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars to protect Ukraine. Why you not protecting the black people under your yoke? see, so if let's go back to what 1 Timothy 6 says. So now wouldn't every citizen in the state of Florida be under the yoke of the governor? So I went to the governors, Jeb Bush, Charlie Crist, Rick Scott, and Ron DeSantis. And I told each one of them that the Florida Constitution and the Florida Bill of Rights was being violated inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. And then Charlie Crist ran for Senate, and then Rick Scott ran for Senate and won, and now Ron DeSantis running for president. See, so now they getting, they trying to get higher up in the government, but they done violated the Florida Constitution. So how can they be promoted when they have violated their oath of office? But now here I am, I had served my time, right? But then I served my country. See, first I used the time to make me a better citizen. Now that I have made myself a better citizen, now I can defend the citizenry from the elected officials with my truth. See, so now it say, let as many servants as under the yoke count their own master's worth of all honor. Now, worthy of all honor. Now, how can Governor Ron DeSantis, how can any president, how can George W. Bush, President Obama, President Trump, President Biden, how can they now say that they were the president of a country that was in court because it had denied a veteran of his constitutional rights? So now at the same time you denied a veteran of his constitutional rights inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, you so-called made history by making the first black president. But did you tell the people in hoods, projects, communities, schools, colleges, universities, churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, detention centers, jails, and prisons all over the world that you was destroying a black corporation's sovereignty, and now you're talking about black unemployability and black unemployment and all this here, but you denied a black company the opportunity to address the lack of opportunities for young black men and women. But you took the company away, but now you're putting them in prison. Well, wouldn't you be an accessory to their actions because you wouldn't allow their father to then adopt them through emancipation inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida? So then shouldn't my servants as are under the yoke count my worthiness? See, how can Ron DeSantis speak for the state of Florida outside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, and I, for whom is a veteran who upheld his oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, inside of the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida on February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning, not be the governor of the state of Florida if I defended every citizen in the state of Florida in federal court, showing that your governor violated every citizen's rights in the state of Florida when your governor denied you the right to know that they was denying me of my right as a citizen of the state of Florida, and I was born in the state of Florida. See, I am a native of the state of Florida. I'm not a transplant. I didn't move down here. I was born here. See, so now wouldn't that the name of God and his doctrine be not blasphemed? So now, if the state of Florida says, in God we trust, and the leadership, the governor is the same as the governor of Jerusalem. See, the governor of Jerusalem was the judge in the case against Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee. The governor for whom was Pontius Pilate in Jerusalem said that Jesus had committed no crime. But the church leaders said that he did, that he was causing a rebellion against Caesar. That was a lie. See, so that was the crime that Jesus was charged with, not denying the laws of God, but the laws of Caesar. They said that he was causing an uproar. So now I'm saying that Pastor Willie C. Barnes started it. And I'm saying Senator Bill Nelson started it. and Lawson Booth at the United States Postal Service started it. And then it's the United States Postal Service. I'm saying it's not me, because I'm the one defending the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, because I am the victim who has the evidence to support the 4 steps. Like Dr. Martin Luther King said, in any nonviolent campaign, there are 4 basic steps. See, collection of facts to determine whether injustice exists. That's inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, because that's where the injustice existed. That's where it occurred. That's where it still exists, as well as in the federal courthouse in the Middle District of Florida. Ever since February 20th in 2018 at 9:20 in the morning. So now, okay, now let me get back to it. We have gone through all these steps in Birmingham. There can be no gainsaying the fact that racial injustice engulfs this community. See? Birmingham is probably the most thoroughly segregated city in the United States. Its ugly record of brutality is widely known. Negroes have experienced grossly unjust treatment in the courts. See, so now Birmingham was ground zero for Dr. Martin Luther King in 1963. Now the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida is now ground zero. But if Dr. Martin Luther King led the civil rights movement and he showed them that the courts in Birmingham was corrupt, why now aren't those who followed him? See, this is what I'm talking about. Reverend Jesse Jackson, that Bishop Anderson from Atlanta, John Lewis, all them people who walked with Dr. Martin Luther King. That's like the disciples who walked with Jesus. See? So now, why then now do they not see that the same evil that was once out in the open is now smothering? See, so now instead of them doing it to all of us, they do it to all of us individually. So we're now in a civil rights movement individually. We're not collective no more. So wouldn't that be the same thing as the Exodus that Moses had gathered inside of Egypt, then being disbanded? And now look, in Israel right now, they are now individually. See, everybody not with the war on the Gaza Strip. See, some people want peace, some people want justice. See, but when injustice enter into a situation, then the people want peace. But you saying you breached the peace when you brought ground zero into this family. See, my family ain't never gonna be whole again, and I'm talking about my family. But my wife, Benita Elaine Epps Castle, and our 2 children. See, a lie broke us apart. But now everybody is telling us to accept the lie so we can save them from their reaping what they sowed. And I'm saying, well, why should we have to reap what you sowed? Why shouldn't we reap the prosperity that we work for? See, because I went into court and I, as the master of my home, proved that everything in my home we legally gained. Now, how can you now protect your illegal gains with the Florida Constitution, the United States Constitution, the Florida Bill of Rights, the United States Bill of Rights, the United States Declaration of Independence, statutory law, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, but I can't? So now if I can't use the same laws in the courts in self-defense, then that means that the courts was using the laws to then abuse the citizens, not protect the citizens. So now that I know the law, I go into court and prove my innocence, but the judges now throw me out. So now wouldn't the judges now be guilty of violating the Florida Constitution when they violated my rights? So you saying that the judges can violate rights, but the citizens can't? But I could kill a citizen and then go into court and plead a self-defense and then put together a lawyer, put together a defense. But what about the person I killed? So, but that person ain't nothing now because they tried to hurt me, right? But now, when I save the judge, and I also save my honor, my integrity, my valor by allowing the law to reestablish peace, right, through negotiation. Now, who is negotiating on behalf of Folk Houses Incorporated? You done took the president of Folk Houses Incorporated out of the negotiations. So wouldn't that be like you taking up counsel against Jesus? Now, so some people done took up counsel and done decided what Folk Houses can do or what I can do. Now, how is that according to the negotiations that I have my right to my pursuit of happiness? So now some black people done took my right to my pursuit of happiness away because they're saying the same thing they said to Dr. Martin Luther King in 1963. I wasn't born until 1969, man. So I'm dealing with what was happening 6 years before I was even born. And they still telling us, the black leaders telling us that we asking for too much too soon. And you saying, man, I was 39 years old. I was working. I was doing everything right. And now here these damn religious leaders telling me that I'm asking for Satan. I'm asking Satan for too much. I'm saying, man, I want to be free. And I want to live in accordance with the laws that govern me. But here you are, a religious teacher, telling me that I shouldn't get everything that Dr. Martin Luther King was murdered on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel for giving me. So now you telling me that I can't live Dr. Martin Luther King's dream because of your negotiations? So you killed him. You killed in his dream. You won't let me give the dream, so you killed him so you can be the facilitator of the dream. Because you the one keep hope alive and all that bullshit. But now what about the hope that I got to get back with my wife and kids? See? And now you saying, don't no civil rights leader know that I'm now in court defending the civil rights movement? See, I'm now in court making sure that Dr. Martin Luther King's dream is financed for every child, whether they're white, black, just like he said. He said, so all children can sit down at the table of brotherhood. That's why I'm getting out of it. I'm letting my daughter, I'm letting my son sit in my place. See, I'm saying, hey man, I'm damaged. Daddy damaged. But you are not. So teach daddy what should be. Because you born without a racist mind. I didn't teach my children racism. I didn't teach them that. I taught them to be prepared for racism, but not to be racist. Because what power do a black man have? See, being racist is a waste of time. But anyway, okay, let me see. It's the ugly record of brutality is widely known. Negroes has experienced grossly unjust treatment in courts. There have been more unsolved bombings. See, but now you talking about Hamas. In Birmingham, it was unsolved bombings in 1963. So now y'all didn't terrorize us, but now did you give us any money like you give in Ukraine? See, you don't want to save the black race. You just want to save the Jewish race. Well, what about the black race? Like, when do we get counted? See, when do we become human? So we got to help everybody else, but we can't help ourselves. And now you saying I'm racist because I'm inside of the civil and criminal courthouses getting my people a place that we can have for ourselves while you keep on helping your allies, but you ain't never helped us yet. So how can we be your allies? When Dr. Martin Luther King said, there has been more unsolved bombings of Negroes' homes and churches in Birmingham than any other city in the nation. So you bomb churches too. Now where's the Jews? Y'all finna do this offensive there because of but they robbed us, they raped us, they hung us, all of the shit y'all want to fight about. They did to us. And our leaders kept kumbaya and we shall overcome and all of that. And now they doing it now. They just doing it strategically. See, they undereducating us. Then they making our kids quit school. They selling dope to the parents. Now the kids selling dope to the parents. See, that's a plan. See, that just like they plotted against Jesus, they plotted against black people. Why did the crack come into our communities? Why all of the fentanyl and all of that shit come to our communities first? That's a plot. That's a plan. So if we don't have no economic foundation, how can we say no to any kind of economics? How can we? We have nothing else. But what we got to do is start saying no. And then we got to start investing in a better way. See, it ain't about them no more. It's about us coming together to address our problems. See, so what I was trying to do was inspire us to look at the plot that was plotted against me. Look at what they tried to do to me, but I was knowledgeable enough to be able to ascend past the plot. Okay, say if I couldn't read nor write, I got kicked out of school. Then either I would have been at a low-end job or I'd have had to hustle. I wouldn't have never experienced none of the stuff that I experienced because they had pigeonholed me. See, once I wouldn't have had a high school diploma, then I wouldn't have been able to get these jobs that I had got. So I went to the military, but my wife told me to get my high school diploma. So I went back to school, got my high school diploma in 3 weeks. I was already in the military. I went to the military. So now I have military service and a high school diploma. I was able to then generate a lifestyle. See, now, then they came, took the lifestyle I generated, then my mind then ran over into a lawsuit. The lawsuit now emancipated my people. Now I'm paying for the dream that Dr. Martin Luther King said that was returned. The check for the dream was returned insufficient funds. I'm showing that Dr. Martin Luther King prophecy is held true because when I went into court, they then denied me of my constitutional rights, even though I was a veteran. And then they tried to set it up to say that I had lost everything, and not saying that they took it. Oh, now this my family going along with the narrative. Oh, he lost his job, he lost his wife, he lost his kid, his son died. See, I'm saying, damn, you gonna go along with that narrative, man? You're not gonna look at the zero checks them people sent me being in my house with no lights and no water for 3 years, and no family member is coming and saying nothing. But see, Dr. Martin Luther King would have came, but I got preachers in my family. Why? See, they not cut from the cloth of Dr. Martin Luther King, but they cut from the clergyman's cloth that he was talking about. See, so he said, now this is him talking about bombers, and this is to the clergymen. These are the hard, brutal facts of the case. See, he was making a case like I'm making a case. And he says, on the basis of these conditions, Negro leaders sought to negotiate with the city fathers, but the latter consistently refused to engage in good faith negotiation. Same thing they did with me inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. They was telling me like I didn't know the value of the case. So then I had to show them, hey, Amendment 14 say this. And the more I started showing them the law, the more they talked about killing me, man. And then the more black people came to aid and abet them. So now I'm telling y'all, I'm reading the Bible and I'm seeing what Jesus saw. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing what the Prophet Muhammad said, because it's all coming to me just like he saw it and described it. Now I'm seeing it and describing it. See? Now, okay, then Last September came the opportunity to talk with the leaders of Birmingham's economic community. In the course of the negotiations, certain promises were made by the merchants. For example, to remove the store's humiliating racial signs. On the basis of these promises, the Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth and the leaders of the Alabama Christian Movement for Human Rights agreed to a moratorium on all demonstrations. As the weeks and months went by, we realized that we were the victims of a broken promise. See, so now that's what I'm telling you. Like, I went to the military. They gave me an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I lived within the parameters of the Constitution. Then I was attacked. Then I went into court and was denied in court. So now, how am I then supposed to vote for some people who tried to put me in prison? But now you're telling me to be quiet, and you're a black man, you're a preacher. And I'm saying, well, man, look, even Dr. Martin Luther King said that they have done this to him. See, so now, okay, have a few signs briefly removed, return. The others remained. See, so some people took the signs down and put them back up. So see, America has never been fair. It says one thing and do something else. So now, why would the black community be against me? One man. I can't eat. I can't do. I mean, I got the mark of the beast, and they religious slaves. They praying for a God and then denying me. So who can save us with a truth if the only truth that the black people believe in is the truth that they was told? So if the white man don't come and say that that's true, then the black people don't believe it. But when did a black man hang you? When did a black man enslave you? But now, oh, wait a minute, you sounding racist. Well, hell, you done enslaved me. You racist. See, the black people more racist than white people, man, because if it got anything to do with money, they're going to become Judas. They not going to become Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee. They're going to become Judas and kiss you and then leave you. See, they just didn't think that they wouldn't have killed me. But see, they didn't know that if they kill me, then the story going to get out that I'm a veteran and it's all in court. So what they was trying to do was get the black people to then run me crazy or get my family and friends to put me in a mental hospital and then take the case away. See, but now I'm looking at Dr. Martin Luther King was making the same case I'm making. See, so Dr. Martin Luther King was doing the same thing Minister Malcolm X was saying, that we got to take him to the world court so we can get human rights. And then the world would respect us as people. See, don't nobody respect black Americans as nothing but property, because we have never really freed ourselves. We have been given promises to take the right racial signs down, but they keep putting the racial signs back up. That's why I'm now reading the racial sign. But y'all say, oh, we can go wherever we want. No, you can go wherever you can afford to go. See, now it's segregation through economics. See, so yes, it's true. You can go into any establishment you want, but you have to be properly dressed. See, that's how they can also show that you don't belong. See, if you don't have the clothes, then you can't enter. So what would be the difference if your skin is your clothes? See, so now they know by your attire if you can afford the dinner. See, so basically, if you can't afford the dinner, then you can't enter into the place. So it's economic segregation. See, so now what I'm trying to do is say, listen, man, I really don't even like your food. I don't even like the way you cook. See, so what I wanted to do was get an upscale restaurant for me that served the things that I like to eat. So what is upscale? Is not upscale the ambiance, the surroundings. See, so if we up grade, then our food is still our food. See what I'm saying? And then, hey, if we now upgrade, then we can say, you can come here. And now we got the dress code. And see, and now we know we got enough money to eat here because we grow the food. That's how we got enough money, because we work. See what I'm saying? We built the place, we built our homes, we make our own clothes, we grow our own fabrics. See, once we start doing this for ourselves, then where is the price coming from other than labor? See what I'm saying? See, now the price becomes what they have to pay for our labor, instead of them giving us them not paying us a living wage. Now we giving ourselves a living wage, but with what we're doing, we're producing what we need. So as we labor, we're addressing our shortfalls. See? So now, okay, now let me show you here. A few signs briefly remove, return, the other remain. As in so many past experiences, our hopes had been blasted, and the shadow of deep disappointment settled upon us. We had no alternative. Alternative except to prepare for direct action whereby we would present our very bodies as a means of laying our case before the consciousness of the local and the national community. See, so now I'm saying, no, I don't want y'all to be beating my people. So that's why I went in and did it in a legal protest. See, so that way when my people came, it was just to get the money, just like Ukraine and Israel. See, now all it is now giving us the money so we can heal. But that's when ignorance enter into the equation. The negotiations go south. Now we at the brink of non-existence. See, because ignorant people can't negotiate because they're too ignorant to then get an outline for the negotiations. So if you are full of hate, how can you negotiate when you full? So you really want to empty your hatred. But when you die, what is the negotiation? See, when you die, then you are at peace, but the war still rages on. And that's what's going on. See, Dr. Martin Luther King now speaking from the grave, and he's telling us that the same thing that he dealt with, we dealing with. Mindful of the difficulties involved, we decided to undertake a process of self-purification. We began a series of workshops on nonviolence, and we repeatedly asked ourselves, are you able to accept blows without retaliating? Are you able to ensure the ordeal of jail? Endure the ordeal of jail. Now listen, so are you telling me that the United States of America, listen to this man's, this is a reverend whose birthday we now celebrate, telling you about the bombings that was going on in his lifetime. But now we got to go and fight for somebody else. But hell, we still being bombed. We still being killed right here. So when do America clean out her house instead of going to somebody else's house? Your house on fire. You know what I mean? Just like you wanted freedom from King George III, black people want freedom from you. You oppressing us in every way, man. And you making us think that we part of the system, but we are the bottom of the system. We are not part of the system. We are the commodities that you sell to keep your system afloat. See, you still selling us, man. You still working us for free when you put us in prison and you told us that we working off our restitution. But when are you gonna pay your restitution to us? See, there's no statute of limitations. Them people that you hung from them crosses, now we need to bring them from them trees. See, now you hanging me. You hanging me from a branch of injustice, inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida. And you know you doing it because I have told you in writing. See, my words don't go into the thin air because I can read and write. So I put my words in writing, and then you had to come and hide what is written. So now you can read and write, America, but you have denied my ancestors' descendants of the right to read and write. Therefore, they don't understand a legal strategy. See, but yet you say you give them lawyers, but you teach the lawyers the law that you give them, just like you taught our preachers the Bible that teach us the Bible. So see, they're not learning, you're teaching them. See, but I'm learning from you how to teach them what you're not teaching them. See, that's why you don't want me to get to the lawyers, but the lawyers sitting up here, I went to school, yeah, but you've been deceived in school, fool. That's why you done lost your damn license to practice, because your master wasn't honorable enough and you didn't count him or her as worthy. You just looked at the superficial part of them, but you didn't look at the intellectual part of them. See, a liar is a lawyer. A lawyer protects a criminal by lying. So now, how can a lawyer be a lawyer for God when a lawyer only knows how to negotiate for a criminal? Right? See, what lawyer then defends the truth if it's not the state attorney? Because the state attorney is supposed to defend the Constitution. See, they not supposed to defend an entity. See, they supposed to defend the Constitution. So when I went into court, the state attorney was supposed to be defending the Constitution, but they put me in jail. But you can read that I was using the Constitution in self-defense. So now, did not the state attorney for the state of Florida then violate their office, their oath, when they then went against the citizen who was defending his constitutional rights with the Constitution? So now, if I defended my rights with the Florida Constitution inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, what law is the judges using inside of the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida ever since August 12th in 2008 at 10:40 in the morning? And then if the citizens didn't know that they had the opportunity to be free, then what is the courts judging them for if the courts are not an accessory to everything they did? See, because if you took their opportunity to do right away, then you are the reason why they took the opportunity to do wrong. So you gave them the opportunity to do wrong, and I'm trying to give them the opportunity to do right, and you are charging them for the wrong they're doing, but you're not letting them know that they had the opportunity to do right.